Hi, my name is Olajide Olagunju, and I'm the author of the book, How to Resolve a Conflict, which I'd like to share with you on the screen now. Yes, How to Resolve a Conflict. And this is the same title as the lecture series you've just joined, How to Resolve a Conflict lecture series. Today is How to Resolve a Conflict lecture 74. Welcome, and I do hope you enjoy your interaction with us. What we do is take a look at the book and then have a discussion. I'm trying to get the book uploaded so that we can read from it and then discuss. We have been looking at the 7 secrets of effective conflict resolution. We've looked at secret number 1, secret number 2, secret number 3, secret number 4, and we are now in secret number 5, the foundation for effective conflict resolution, also known as the Pentagon framework. Pentagon, not because of the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., but because it's a 5-sided figure. It's a structure that has 7 pillars, or 5 pillars or 5 cornerstones. Pentagon. And under the Pentagon, we looked at 2 pillars or 2 cornerstones. The first one is the cornerstone or pillar of gathering, where the mediator gathers the parties to himself, gathers the parties in his heart, because it's in the heart that you hear the parties effectively. We talked about the second cornerstone or pillar, which is hearing the parties. And now we're in the third cornerstone, rehearing the story, forgive me. Not rehearing the party, but hearing the story. Second cornerstone, hearing the story. And now the third cornerstone, rehearing the story. And the emphasis in the second cornerstone was that a mediator hears each party as if his or her life as mediator depends on what they are saying. Hence, I say you hear them with your heart. And the reason is very simple, so that they can open up to you. They can tell you all their unmet needs, which are fueling their conflict. So let me read the third cornerstone, hearing the story. Here, you are simply doing with the other party what you did with the first party when you heard him or her as if his story, her story, is the story. Here I write the in big capital letters and bold. The story. We use the word rehearing both to give the 2 stories the same weight, which indeed they have, and also to emphasize that these people, now seemingly partisan, have a relationship one with the other, although the conflict has led to them sounding otherwise. A good mediator always remembers that it is those that have a relationship, that quarrel, that engage in conflict, which conflict they use to tell each other it is time to improve on our relationship. So as I said, what we did with the first party, hearing them as if they have all the story, as if our life depends on what they have to say. We do the same thing with the other party for the same reason, so that they can bring out all the unmet needs fueling the conflict. Because we know that as good mediators, our success lies mainly in unearthing, in bringing to the open what unmet needs are fueling the conflict. I think we can now move to the fourth cornerstone, which is understanding. Let me read. When you hear and rehear the story, you come to an understanding of parties' unmet needs. But remember, you did some things to arrive at full understanding. 1, you tried to hear the parties fully. sometimes by seeking clarification, otherwise known as dialectic. Two, in order to get the clarification, you saw each party separately in caucus. Sometimes, many times, until you got to the root of the conflict. Three, by caucusing with one party, you automatically make the waiting party to review their situation, to do introspection, to rethink. That is how you move everybody towards full understanding. So this is what mediators do. I've said before, I can do caucusing from the beginning of a mediation to the end. It's not mandatory that I bring the parties into one place to start a mediation. I can shuttle from one to the other. And I think I get great results when I do caucusing, because I'm able to get the story out more quickly. I mentioned two other things here, apart from caucusing: dialectic and introspection. When a party is talking, especially when the other party is there, a mediator cannot be asking them questions. It's wise to wait until you are able to see that party in caucus privately, just you and that particular party, to ask them the question you have coming from their story. Because it is not that they don't want to tell you the answers. They expect that you know that some things are kept secret, and they can only tell you in private, in caucus. And so it will be embarrassing for them, for you to ask them those questions when the other party is there. So what you do, you write down your questions coming from the story they are telling you. And then when you meet them in caucus, you can then do dialectic with them, which is ask them those questions, question and answer. Ask them the question you want to ask them about what you heard them say earlier on. And then the third thing you do to get the full understanding is introspection. Now, introspection, the mediator doesn't have to do anything really. All he's doing is meeting one party separately while the other party is waiting. But what happens in that situation is that the waiting party automatically begins to think on what he or she has heard from opening statement, from what the other side said, from the story of the other side, and begin to do introspection. And that introspection moves him forward. By the time the mediator gets back to him to do his own private meeting, to caucus with him or her, the party has moved forward to more understanding of their situation. And that movement of one party towards more understanding moves everybody forward, because what everybody contributes together forms the understanding, makes us understand. The critical thing, another critical point I made there is that we want to always remember that the big job of the mediator is to bring out unmet needs. What are the needs that are not being met that are making this conflict to happen? If that's all you do as a mediator, I would mark you successful. Because two things may happen. It's either the parties will need you to help them work out how they can meet those unmet needs so that the conflict will go, or the parties might as well tell you, thank you, Madam Mediator. Thank you, Mr. Mediator. You can go. We can sort ourselves out. Does it mean you failed? No. You've done your most important duty, which is to unearth, to bring out, to flow, to bring to the open, to bring to the understanding of everybody, you and the parties, what your unmet needs fueling the conflicts are. And at that point, because they have a relationship, their relationship is strong enough to help them work out how to meet those unmet needs. So I think I'll stop here for now. And then in lecture 75, we'll continue move to the fifth cornerstone, which is conciliation plus reconciliation, which equals to resolution. In the meantime, please subscribe to this channel. We appreciate that. Just press the red subscribe button on your channel. See if you could get a copy of the book titled How to Resolve a Conflict, which is a textbook for this lecture series. It's available on all Amazon outlets. Also see if you like to share comments with us on what you are learning and what you heard, that would be great. Most importantly, please, whatever skills you are learning, whatever new knowledge you are gaining, apply it. Practice makes perfect. You become a better mediator, both when you are mediating for others and when you are doing self-mediation, when you are applying the skills of mediation, the principles of mediation to your own negotiation with another person directly. We get better and better when we practice application of those skills. So for me, it's very critical. And I would see this daily lecture series as having me a great success. If I can see in your life that's an improvement, your life has improved greatly, has gotten much better, and the life of others have gotten better because you are applying the skills you are learning. Thanks again, and I'll see you in lecture 75.